Welcome back, horror fans. BH Pumpkinclaw here. When generations pass, there is always a battle against the development of newer ideas. In art, this is even more apparent, especially in music, television, and of course, movies. Horror is no stranger to this advancement, and many prefer the classics with their simplistic styles of fear and little to no blood. Others like the newer gore-filled cringe fest that tap into the deepest nerves of discomfort. Despite what many say, horror is not dead. There is a movie on Netflix called Eyes of My Mother that I think is an amazing hybrid of many generations of horror. It encompasses many features that dedicated fans hold to their hearts and also facilitates many concepts fans search for in their quest for a new favorite. First, I must forewarn you that this movie is in black and white. I myself found this especially appealing, as it brings homage to many of the classics that are considered untouchable in the Horror Hall of Fame, such as Psycho. I am not a huge fan of gratuitous gore. This film does have its fair share, but the black and white atmosphere allows for a lot of blood and guts without drawing away from the plot. Since each shot is an artistic and intricately planned with a very Hitchcock quality, and though some scenes have horrific portrayals, I could not help to admire the beautifully detailed settings with their monstrous depictions. This movie is in 3 acts and follows a young girl, Francesca, who witnesses her mother hacked to death by a drifter. Her father returning home and chains this man up to suffer for years in their barn. Francesca cuts out the man's eyeballs and slits his vocal cords, taking care of him for years until she's an adult. As the plot moves forward, we are given the feeling that she may either be a sociopath or a psychopath due to her lack of emotion seeing her mother brutally murdered, lack of remorse for the horrific things she is doing to the despicable man responsible, and her morbid fascination with death itself. This definitely made me feel uncomfortable, seeing a symbol of purity with the capability of committing such wretched behavior, which then shifts into the second part, going into an adult Francesca, who over the years has kept the man alive as a type of involuntary friend. It is obvious that she does not have the capacity for empathic feelings that ordinary people hold, and once her father dies, her life takes an even morbid turn. The beginning of the third act is the opening scene, with a Tobe Hooper-like setting, a truck driver finding a bloody and lost woman roaming the road, lost and frightened. As I said before, I got the feeling for many generations of horror, given reverence such as the morbid fascination with body parts and dead bodies, with adulation to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the torture and psychological assault on an offender, making the villain into victims, such as in The Last House on the Left, or to the random acts of violence against complete and utter strangers, simply because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, like in The Strangers. Even though this movie had aspects with great admiration to movies that have come prior to it, Eyes of My Mother holds to its own, creating an artistic horror classic designed simply to unnerve and make the audience uncomfortable. The open-ended finale forces audiences to pull in their own imagination to construct what they think happened. I feel that it is a very successful modern-day horror film that leaves a heavy benchmark for those that wish to follow. Did you see Eyes of My Mother? Tell me what you think in the comment section below, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Stay scared.